Many people talk about breaking free of the matrix, right? Exiting the matrix, exiting the energy of the archons and the demiurge and the different things that are eating our life force. Yeah? Good. Yeah, that is a way to navigate this reality. But the more that you actually are focusing on this supposed enemy, this thing out there controlling you, limiting you, eating your energy, the more that you have this focus on the it instead of your own inherent in the moment safety, well-being, peace, the more you are actually, through your attention, which is your number one faculty of where you place your attention is where you just you shower that place, that concept, that idea, that dream with your life force. And so the more that you put your attention onto these characters of the dream matrix, the agents, right? The more you do that, the more, what are you doing? The more you're plugging in and feeding the system, because that's exactly what the system is meant to do. This is why terror and fear and things going wrong are on the television screen, right? This is why they're there. They're not there because, oh, well, if you know about that, then you will unplug. No, it's because your attention being drawn to this thing that's supposedly going wrong is what feeds the system. It is what leaks your life force, your creative power. And it gets usurped by the system because the system requires creator energy to construct this dream matrix. So what I want to ask you here is, where are you placing your attention and for how long? And do you notice the correlation between that activity that you are practicing of placing your attention into various forms of duality and all of these entanglements with duality, the good, the evil, the right, the wrong, the left, the right, like all of that, yeah? The more you do that, the more a certain effect is taking place in your life. What is that effect? This is something for you to really take a moment, take a breath, take a pause, and look. Are you noticing that as you sow your attention, so you reap experience? Isn't it so? So this is what I'm noticing. And so as I put my attention, even on just normal daily, whatever problems there might be, you might have a fight with your partner, you might have something not go right with work or with finances or whatever that may be. So each time that you plug into that, you're literally saying, yes, more of this, take my energy, grow another dream just like this for me, because that's what I want to experience. And this is exactly what A Course in Miracles is always pointing us to. It says that you are getting exactly what you want, that your perception is projection. So it's almost like this is a caricature. Of course, it's not happening consciously, but it's almost like you say to your perception, go out and show me all the ways that I've been wronged. And it says, yes, sir, let me do that for you. And it goes out and it delivers. And then you look at it and you say, I knew it. I knew that I was being wronged by this person, that person, and I knew that they are, whatever, gaslighter. This one's a narcissist. This one is, all of that is self-created. I'm not saying it's wrong or untrue at the level of its own level, at the level of the dream. Of course, you enter a dream in which somebody is abusing you. That is a real lived experience. And that's what trauma does, right? It imprints that experience, and then our attention keeps going there automatically. And that's why people get stuck in it. That's why people begin to use drugs and anything they can to basically help themselves numb it out so that they're not feeling the edge of it, but their attention still goes there, still goes and feeds that very same morphogenetic field that is creating the life experiences that they do not want, that we do not want. What's the solution? Solution must start with awareness. Solution is not do this 7-step, reversal. Solution is Become aware of your creative power that you are actually summoning and conjuring up in your own mind. Perception. And this perception will tell you whatever you want it to tell you. Now, I know that seems entirely far-fetched when you have been looking at something and feeling yourself a victim of it for so long. And then you say, well, why don't you look at how it's benefiting you? Why don't you look at how it's bringing you exactly what you want? Why don't you look at how it's actually safe? Why don't you look at how it's evolving you? Why don't you discover the gift and the wisdom behind it? When you start talking like this, it sounds like nonsense, sounds like spiritual bypass and gaslighting. The essence of it is very simple and mechanical. Where you place your attention and for how long determines your destiny, your destination. You will see that play out more and more on the screen of your consciousness. So I want to invite you into a very simple exercise. Just practice this. You can take out a piece of paper, or you can literally use your hand, and you can symbolically, let's say we're using your hand, assign to each of the 5 fingers a reality, like an anchor. You say, okay, this one is about me seeing my life as already abundant. What do I already have, right? As an example. Or this one, about relationship. You might say, okay, so with the relationship, I'm seeing how my partner is benefiting me, what I could be grateful for, how beautiful they are, how caring they are, instead of all of the past conflict, for example. And then what you do with your fingers is that you, throughout the day, you come to this awareness and you say, oh yeah, this one was for that. And you allow your mind to dwell on it. Just your attention dwelling on that which you want. If you're doing it on a piece of paper, just draw like a circle and put in the middle of that circle, what do you actually want to give your attention to? And look at it and think about it and feel about it and reflect on it and put a timer on so that you have a container for it so you can see how this works. There's going to be this small container of focused directional energy and attention, and a whole day of all kinds of different things distracting you and pulling you through reactivity, through attachment and aversion. But even that will make a huge difference, because it's going to begin to show you that even though you put a little bit of attention there, that thing starts to pop into reality. You actually literally start to see that your perception goes out and brings you evidence that, yes, there's something to be grateful for about your partner. Yes, you do have abundance in your life. Yes, grace is tending to you in your day-to-day experience. Okay, so that's what I would love for you to check out. And if you want to dive deeper, as you've heard me talk about the mirror protocol in the last few videos, I want to really encourage you to experience this. This is by far more powerful than any course that I've taken, any training that I've done. And I've been around this for about 20 years now. And the specificity that the mirror protocol reveals about your own internal structures and how you are shaping your own perception based on something that you used to think is just your personality. That's just who I am. But it isn't. It is a pattern that you've inherited. And the mirror protocol allows you to input your information and reveal to you this pattern so it no longer feels personal. And when it no longer feels personal, you can finally step out of it. So check out the link in the description. I would love for you to try it out. If it's not the best thing in the world that you've ever tried, it is a full 100% money back. I just want you to experience it and see what happens. Okay? If you do try it, feel free to message me or even jump into the Beyond the Matrix membership. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to put in there a special link with a special price to the Source Mirror Protocol, which is exactly about coming out of any kind of loop that you've been stuck in your life. So join the membership. If you want an additional, let's say $100 discount, I'll make sure that I put it in there and you can experience that, and it's still fully guaranteed that if it's not the best thing and doesn't make the hugest difference for you, just let me know. I'll send your money back. Okay? I'll see you in the next one.